Well, Deontay Wilder says he wants to fight Anthony Joshua after Tyson Fury talks collapsed, and he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in Africa. He wants to do, George Foreman settings out there in Congo, but let's see what happens, man. But Deontay Wilder wants to fight Anthony Joshua. He has been talking about Anthony Joshua a bit lately, even more so than Usyk. And he did say, saying Anthony Joshua is still, number one is the number one fight in the world, obviously for him. And to be honest, it makes sense. Some people have AJ, is still the best in the world. But that's not what he's saying. When Deontay Wilder was talking about, Anthony Joshua is the number one fight in the world or number one in the world or whatever he's trying to say, he's basically saying in terms of commercial value. Now, it doesn't matter whether Tyson Fury, you know, fights Anthony Joshua or whether he beats Anthony Joshua, whether he's got the most belts and AJ's got no belts, or he's unbeaten and AJ's been beat a couple times. AJ's still got higher commercial value than Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, can go to certain countries and no one will know who he is. AJ can go to certain countries, walk the streets, and people know it's Anthony Joshua. That is called reach. That is called marketing. That is called stock. In boxing. Those people you go abroad and then they're knowing AJ, they're not knowing Tyson Fury. Those are the people that could be buying the pay-per-views for AJ's fights internationally. But if they've seen a Tyson Fury fight, they're gonna be like, I don't know, this guy ain't paying for that. That is as simple as it works. The more your name is out there, it's a good chance you're gonna get more pay-per-view, and therefore higher pay-per-view equals more eyes on you, and the more eyes on you equals more endorsements because people want to, associate their brands to someone that's popular, therefore more money. So Deontay Wilder's seen this, he knows this, and he basically feels like, if I fight Anthony Joshua, that's probably outside the Fury fights that he's had, the biggest fight he can take on in terms of like a payday. Let's think about it. Who can Deontay Wilder fight right now? Forget Tyson Fury, he's lost already. Who can he fight right now that's going to probably get him a higher purse than even the Fury fights? It's Anthony Joshua. What is Usyk? Nah, bruv. Usyk, no one, we're talking about people don't know Tyson Fury. People do not know who Usyk is outside of probably, the United States or probably the countries that of with people with hardcore boxing fans. Let's just put it that way. Outside of the hardcore boxing fans, there's a very good chance that people don't know who Usyk is. Like Usyk can go to some walk the roads and no one will know who he is. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but if we're talking about the commercial value people bring to the table in boxing, Anthony Joshua is definitely up there. So it makes sense for Deontay Wilder to be talking about wanting to fight Anthony Joshua. That remains to be seen. If I had to pick now to say who I feel would win between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, I'm definitely leaning towards Deontay Wilder right now, just because the character that I've seen from Deontay Wilder in the ring, the character I've seen from him, even in the two fights he lost to Tyson Fury, the fight, the grit, the determination, you have to knock me out to beat me, not just you're not gonna just go to 12 rounds like that. You have to knock me out. That is literally how Deontay Wilder operates. And that mentality, I just feel like, it's gonna be a very formidable challenge for Anthony Joshua to deal with, especially when it comes to we're talking about the kind of punching power that Deontay Wilder presents. It's going to be much easier for him to try and find a target with that right hand on Anthony Joshua than, let's say, Tyson Fury, just because of the styles make fights. Tyson Fury is slick, a bit very agile for his height. He's a bigger guy as well. Tyson Fury is taller. He's bigger, 270 pounds. He can be. And if he wanted to be more than that, he could probably still hold that weight as well. He knows how to work on the inside, lean, hold, and all this kind of stuff. The only thing I would say AJ does present better than Tyson Fury is obviously he's got a lot more power in both hands, he's faster, he's got more athleticism. But Deontay Wilder, it's all about, can I land the right hand? And if it's going to be easier for him to land the right hand on AJ, that obviously increases the percentage chance that AJ is going to be going to sleep. But at the same time, AJ does present a lot of dangers to Deontay Wilder, where he is technically better than Deontay Wilder in his technique and his boxing know-how in the ring, and things in that sense. And I'm very sure Anthony Joshua would know. Obviously, everybody knows really about what Deontay Wilder presents in terms of his punching power, and things in that sense. But man, it'll be definitely a very explosive fight. It's not going 12 rounds. Someone's getting knocked out, and who is it? Drop your comments. Let me see what you guys think. Well, who gets knocked out? Because this fight ain't going to go 12 rounds. We know this. Who's getting knocked out? Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder? Because this fight definitely not going 12 rounds. Wilder, AJ, 12 rounds? You must be joking. But Deontay Wilder needs to get past Robert Helenius first, and before he starts, lining up his you know, who he wants to fight next. But maybe he's got confidence, maybe because he sparred Robert Helenius, he knows what the guy's capable of, maybe, and he just looks at Helenius and feels like this guy's going to be a sitting duck for my tomahawk of a right hand. So let's see what happens, man. Also, Deontay Wilder talking about wanting to, like you said, wanting to fight, you know, Anthony Joshua in Africa. Now, obviously, Deontay Wilder recently has been talking a lot more about Africa than maybe he's feeling like, raw, like, man, let me go fight in Africa or something. Probably Nigeria. Maybe gonna try go fight AJ there. But let's see what happens, man. I would rather see them fight maybe in the UK or the United States just because of the spectacle of it. And then if obviously there would be a rematch. So then maybe they could do the rematch in Africa. But like the initial fight, I rather see either in the United States, maybe Vegas just because of the money, and also maybe on Wembley Stadium fight, they look great, man. Lights, the whole thing, the whole production, they always look good. So it's gonna be interesting, man. So yeah, Deontay Wilder wanting to fight Anthony Joshua. Also talking about Usyk, Andy Ruiz is still lurking in the corner. That might be a fight that Wilder might likely find himself in, the Andy Ruiz fight, just because the WBC did say that, you know, the Ruiz and Luis Ortiz fight was pretty much a semi-final for who's going to fight, you know, Wilder or Robert Helenius. So it's going to be interesting, man. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Deontay Wilder calling out, I'm not saying calling out, but, you know, he's interested in the prospect of fighting Anthony Joshua, and he does understand, obviously, the commercial value that Anthony Joshua does bring, as well as his own, you know, Wilder's own grown popularity. And Wilder has said, obviously, he's looking to retire in 3 years, I think 2 to 3 years. So if the big fights only, no up-and-comers, I'm fighting big names only, AJs, the Ruizes, you know, the Usyks, you know, I'm guessing Wilder still wants to pick up you know, some form of world title again. So it's either the big paydays or the world title fights. And that's it, really. I feel like what Deontay Wilder's probably gunning for. So drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me see what you guys think about this one. Cool.